Thank you very much, Wahid. Esteemed clients, friends, colleagues, leaders in the energy industry, members of the media, it is my privilege this morning to bid you a very good morning. Namaste, Mulweni, Assalamu alaikum. If there's anybody I've left out, please forgive me. I take this opportunity firstly to extend a very special and warm welcome to our colleagues from SNR Denton, delegation led by Stephen Shergold, and also Paul Bujingo and Charles Wood. Hopefully you will have an opportunity to meet with him a little later today. I also understand that the team will be strengthened by Jonathan Kahn and his colleagues from the US a little later in the week. We will hear a little more of SNR Denton later in our program. My purpose is to tell you a little bit about Kapdi Twala. Kapdi Twala is an independent, specialized energy practice operating in the region, and we are based in Cape Town. Now, many of you may know that I have been involved and active in the energy industry, and in particular the oil and gas sector, for over 15 years. And after looking at the market and what I think is a very careful analysis of the market dynamics and the anticipated growth in the market, and of course the activity, and we hear about it as we go along, the opportunity to develop an industry-specific legal services offering beckoned. The challenges, of course, as you can well imagine, are enormous when you set out on a path like that. So locally, we experience the phenomenon that South Africa has over the years produced excellent lawyers. Our law firms have high-quality lawyers. They're established enterprises. They are bastions. They are very difficult to do business with and to compete with. Another more important driver for the need to specialize in our industry, and this is something that I take particularly personally, is that there's a marked absence of institutions which more evenly reflect the thinking of the custodians of our constitutional democracy. Now, it's our pursuit. It is the pursuit of Zitu Twala, my partner, of Shahid, one of our senior consultants, that we develop a business that serves as a repository of knowledge in the energy industry. A place where talented young skills can be honed to become future lawyers. Now you will know in some of the developed countries, seasoned campaigners, and that's another nice word for old lawyers. When they've had enough of the legal profession, they become captains of industry. They fill places on boards, they join companies, or they join the judiciary, or in fact, some of them even become politicians. This is generally considered par for the course. So the legal fraternity, the legal profession is, despite all the jokes we hear about lawyers, a very important one. The question then is, if this is what we need to do, and I believe this is what we need to do in our country, where are such future lawyers likely to emerge from? We don't believe that the law firms who have the resources to develop those bodies of knowledge today have prioritized this aspect as being material. If that was the case, I certainly would not have identified the need. The law firms that exist today, the big ones, are vestiges of a very harsh and cruel history in our country. That is what they are remnants of. They were in their original form the foundation stones upon which an unjust society thrived, not only existed but thrived. It is true that many of them appear transformed, and indeed one may say that they have BEE credentials. And allow me to pause and talk about BEE credentials. I want to emphatically state that Kapdi Twala is not a BEE firm. We do not exist to serve credentials of firms who are compelled to meet certain procurement criteria. We exist as an independent South African law firm run and managed by experienced black lawyers respected in the fields of expertise. So the association with SNR Denton then allows us to sharpen our offering. It gives us capacity immediately. It opens new markets and allows us to increase our capacity to train. It immediately sets us apart, I believe, and can no longer be made an excuse that there are no black firms with the expertise or the capacity to deliver. In fact, this is no longer so. No longer can it be said that this is a specialist industry which requires specialist skills, which does not exist among black law firms. Kapdi Twala's proposition is quite simple. We have deep industry knowledge. We are trusted counsel. We counsel government, we counsel clients, multinationals, independents, smaller clients, aspirant businesses. We are their attorneys. We understand the needs of our country, and I believe that is important. And indeed, we believe that we understand the needs of our continent. My friends, ladies and gentlemen, I think it is important that we understand that this is a historic occasion. Not because of Kapdi Twala, the event itself, because never before has it happened in this profession where an international law firm the size, scale, and quality of SNR Denton teamed up with a black firm. This is a first. It just has not happened, not at this scale. It is special because the truth is, we come from District 6. We come from the Cape Flats. We come from the Eastern Cape. That has a specialness about it that people who are not from this country won't appreciate. All that means is it was hard. The brutal history of our country confined us to believe that this that's happening today is impossible. It was an unthinkable thing. So today, after great effort and industry and support of this government, I must say, and the friends in the industry, we have achieved a milestone which we hope will serve as an inspiration to young lawyers and all the young lawyers of this country. Not black young lawyers, all the young lawyers of this country. We are hopeful that Kapdi Twala and SNR Denton's presence in the country and its investment in development and training can be leveraged to effect a meaningful change in this profession and indeed in the energy industry. Now, the energy industry is critical for our country. I mean, it's a bit of rhetoric, but I'm suggesting that it can only be entrusted to competent persons. We believe that Kapdi Twala and SNR Denton represents such persons, competent persons. In an emerging economy such as ours, competent, well-trained, knowledgeable lawyers in this industry is ever more important because of the confidence it would instill in the markets, particularly in view of the pressure of international community. The international community asserts on developing nations such as our own. The impact of this agreement and transformation in the industry will be profound, I believe. Through the knowledge transfer, through the skills development and intellectual capacity building, we will be able to establish black-owned institutions which in due course will own a respected and globally comparable repository of knowledge in South Africa and indeed on the continent. This, ladies and gentlemen, this alone makes a difference. And the reason it makes a difference, it restores dignity. Thank you very much.